So, welcome to Tips for Presidents Part 2. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with people. Unfortunately, people are not easy to deal with. So that's why we have to dedicate a whole section to dealing with people. Unfortunately, I'm limited to 10 minutes to talk about this. Well, 8 now because of Eddie. But anyways, let's begin. Tip number 1 about dealing with people. Think before you tell them off. As a leader, president, whatever, people are not always going to be happy with certain things. And they might want to speak their mind about it. Whether it's a parent, a hoeing, even another leader from a church. Just be ready for it. A very important thing about leaders is being able to accept constructive criticism. And it also not so constructive criticism. So, if somebody comes to you to try to tell you off, complaining about whatever it is, before you say a word, just listen to them. Just hear them out. Maybe they just have to let it out of their system. You never know. Just hear them out. I don't know. You know, they probably have to get it out of their system. So after you listen to them, and while they're talking, make sure you pay attention and try to think about it from their perspective. Then, if after they finish saying whatever they gotta say, you still want to tell them off, tell them you get back to them. You know, be like, look, I really appreciate your concern. Let me think about it. Let me look into it, and I'll let you know. And get back to them when you've thought it through and you're not wanting to tell them off or nothing like that. So remember, think before you tell them off. Hold back. You know, it's better not to say anything than to say the wrong thing and regret it later on. All right? And listen, and actually listen to the criticism. You know, they might not have said it in the right way, but they probably are a little bit right. So there's certain types of criticism that shouldn't pay mind to, because some people are just troublemakers. But then there's other type of criticism that is worth looking into. So that's tip number 1. Think before you tell them off. And that's about dealing with criticism. Tip number 2. You know what? In the book of Proverbs, I don't remember where it says it, but it says que la palabra blanda, calms everything down. But if you come up with a crazy word, you start the fire or something. Anyways, the point is, speak with love. Always speak with love. I've met some people Christian people in church, bro, that they just can't seem to get out a word out of them with love. And as a leader, that's one thing you have to learn. How to communicate with people. Communicate with all types of people. The troublemakers, the complainers, the good people, the bad people, the homeless who don't want to come to church, the homeless who don't care about God. So your main thing is always speak with love. Because you never know. Maybe your words of love might make more of a difference than 100 preachings to somebody. Even if the hoven that's the most rebellious, who gives you the hardest time or whatever, embrace that hoven even more. Even the ones that come out with an attitude, by you fighting that attitude with love, with the word love, with a good response, a calm response, a Christ-like response, you make a difference. You say a lot about your leadership, and you also say a lot about what God has done in your life. So that's a really big thing, Speak with love. Always. To everybody, to anybody. Because you never know. It's a small world. So speak with love. Now, how to deal with those jóvenes who just don't care. Have you ever announced something over and over and try to get everybody to come? And then when the time comes for it, nobody comes. I share that mutual feeling with you, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing is sometimes people need a push to go somewhere, you know, whether it's to a salida or to an actual local activity you're doing. Sometimes people need a push. And as a president, you gotta know how to communicate to them, how to communicate to your audience, how to communicate with that youth. You know, ask, why are you not going? Who's going? Why? And then whoever's not going is like, why are you not going? You know, I've had that so many times. People say, I'm not going. And then I go, why are you not going? I don't know. And then they end up, and then I'm like, well, come. And then they come. You know, sometimes, I'm not telling you to be annoying and get mad and everything, you know, but you gotta give it a little push. Give it a little push and, you know, with love, of course, and you might go a far way. You might get a different response. You know, sometimes someone is just, they need somebody to animarlo, levantarle lo ánimo. And you're the person to do that, just that. So, be ready to have to give a push. Be ready to kind of have to, you know, talk to them, try to convince them to do certain things. You're dealing with different age groups, and not every age group is the same. You know, some of them might not want to serve God. Some of them might, you know, and sometimes, you know, when you try to get them to go somewhere or to do something, or you want them to participate or go to an activity, you know, just help them out. Be there with love, you know, to, hey, you need a ride, I'll give you a ride. Hey, why are you not coming? You need me to wake you up for that retiro? I'll wake you up, man. I'll call you at 6 a.m. You know, and do follow up, do all these things, you know. So that's something important. So that was tip number 3. What's that number 2? That was number 2. Speak with love. Okay. I think that was number 3. I'm confused. But anyways, okay, let me do this really quick. Number 1 was think before you tell them off. Number 2 was speak with love. Number 3. Alright guys, well, this is all for this edition right now, and I guess we'll see each other next time. Next time we're going to discuss, but I don't want to be a president anymore. So, see you in a little bit. Bye.